Right. I'm on to it. Me, I don't got anybody to help me, so I must win. Right. But
My name is Ogunbi Emmanuel. I'm a Summit VB Marketing and Business Management. Summit VB community is a globally connected entrepreneurial community, investing resources in nurturing human potential, building ideas, and growing business for beneficial impact on livelihoods, health, and well-being in our communities. All topics are conversation with our Summit VB Big Sips. All topics will be discussed around different topics for learning and growth opportunities. Some VB Big Sips are experienced career professionals and experienced entrepreneurs serving as advisory and mentors within Summit VB community. Let's dive into today's hot topics. When you hear winning mindsets, what does that mean to you personally? How about a growth mindset? Do you understand the difference between a winning mindset and growth mindset? Have you ever chased a goal so hard that it started affecting your peace or balance? Keep this question and your thoughts in mind as we are discussing today's hot topics. It's my pleasure to welcome our guest, Dr. Kike Onifade, founder of Summit VB Community.
Well, thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to be sitting on the Zoom with you today, Mr. Emmanuel. As you mentioned, I'm the founder of Summit VB Community. So my name is Dr. Kike Onifade. I am a physician in St. Louis, Missouri, originally from Elekuro, Ibadan, Nigeria. I have a passion for using my education and experience in engineering, healthcare, and business towards beneficially impacting communities that I serve. And so I founded the Go-To Venture Builder and Summit VB, and the collaboration of these two organizations formed Summit VB Community. And our goal or vision is to tackle the problem of poverty. Poverty is associated with poor health outcomes, and we're really looking at entrepreneurship, growing entrepreneurship as a global health initiative, as a way of improving livelihoods, health, and well-being in our communities. And for those of you that are new to Summit VB community by way of this hot topic session today, what we do in Summit VB communities, we provide entrepreneurship trainings, we provide mentorship and advisory guidance, and we provide funding resources for early stage micro entrepreneurs that are easy to access and provide sustainable value. And we're really this globally connected community of like-minded individuals that really just want to see impact in our communities and see collaborating and coordinating with our counterparts in Nigeria as a way of diaspora and Nigerians working together to make a difference in our community. So thank you very much. And I really love this idea that you came up with, Mr. Emmanuel. So I guess I will help start us off today.
All right. Thank you and welcome, Doctor. Why do you think many driving people struggle to ask for help?
I think it's kind of very easy to get into a mindset of isolation, especially when you are hyper focused on an idea that you believe strongly in. But the flip side of that coin is that actually in the beginning it's very hard it can be difficult or challenging to get others to rally around our ideas. I always say to you guys, as we talk about idea development or business development, nobody buys or invests in an idea. What they want to see is growth, or they want to see is execution. And so the early stages can be a very lonely journey where it's literally you and your passion that is fueling your desire to move forward. And that's kind of where this notion of Summit BB comes to my mind, like being this community where all manners of entrepreneurs are welcome. Idea stage. I think I have an idea, or I have an idea that I've been struggling with, or I'm at a point where I want to move my business forward, but I'm just kind of hitting different roadblocks. And so that's what we're trying to accomplish here within this uh, globally connected network of family and friends. You know, we talk in Summit BB that, especially in the early stages, is kind of what you have in your bootstrap, or the family and friends that care about you. And with Summit BB, if we form this globally connected trust network that have that passion and interest and commitment, from a family and friends perspective, we can grow together. And while we are growing, we don't have to wait until we are big people to also be looking at leveraging our success in ways that are beneficial and create value within our communities.
All right. Thank you. Do you think working alone slow down growth?
Well, you know, I guess I would probably kind of zoom out a little bit to your earlier question where you were asking about the growth mindset and you talked about kind of the winning mindset. I think it's important to maybe start with some clarity as to what do these two things actually mean. Um, so typically when we are talking about a growth mindset, it's really kind of about keying in to this notion that the basic abilities that I'm born with, my intelligence, my innate talents are not fixed. They're not fixed in ways that the capacity or the limits of what I've been blessed with are what determine my ability to excel or to succeed. But instead, that given my innate talents or abilities, I can build upon this. I can grow forward. I can learn. And with the growth mindset, there's also an attitude about learning. And that attitude about learning is that I'm going to fail. Failure or setback is just part of the natural progress of journeying to my ultimate success. And so when barriers or obstacles come across, or when I do fall on my arse, I'm going to get up and I'm going to stop and reflect on not just the wins or the home runs in American baseball terminology. I know this is World Cup, so um, sorry to be talking about American baseball. St. Louis is a big Cardinal city, so I have to talk about American baseball. But it's not just about your home runs, it's about your outs and kind of studying into why that happened, why that um, why you didn't make that home run, and using those that focused study and that learning to actually be the building blocks of succeeding during the next game, believing that there will always be a next game. If this season wasn't my championship run, there's a season that is coming in the future that I will be champion in. And I'm going to take all the seasons when I didn't cross the home plate or wasn't the champion to actually build towards that championship. So, like, I think the New York Knicks just won the NBA after many, many years of not having been champions. With a growth mindset, you believe that there's a championship opportunity for me in the future. My losses today are actually the building block for my future championship match.
Thank you, Doctor. Is competition always healthy?
It kind of depends on how you approach it. And that gets me to the earlier question you'd asked about kind of the winning mindset. What exactly is the winning mindset? The difference between the winning mindset and the growth mindset is where we place our emphasis. With winning mindset, the win is the goal. We must win at all costs. And so there's a tension about it. There's a um, there's a desire to win at all costs and to do what is necessary to win, right? And so when you are wanting to do what is necessary at all costs, then it gets to what you were just asking about toxic competition, right? Where instead of seeing our fellows as also trying to succeed their ambition or the idea, you view it as a competition. You must get to the goal first. And so, therefore, there's less of a tendency to be collaborative. Whereas in some EBB community, one of the things that we often talk about is that competition is a way of the collaboration is a way of the future. And it is, in fact, the new way of competing. And so, with a winning mindset, I think when that is the overarching mission, it could be unhealthy because there may be missed opportunities for relationship building. There may be missed opportunities for collaboration, whereas collaboration can actually kind of accelerate or propel our pathway towards that eventual win. Um, so I think I answered that to an extent. I can
Yes.
talk on and on and on. So if you don't stop me, we will be here until next year.
All right. Have you ever seen competition damage relationship or collaboration?
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy for being overly competitive or thinking about winning as the end all be all to affect relationships because you're just not going to be as open. And in order to have trust, there has to be transparency, there has to be accountability, and there has to be a desire to see all of us be winners, right? And when there's more success, then there's more growth. And when there's more growth, there's actually more opportunity for us to make a difference in our communities. So that is where I see it. The other thing, and I think we were talking about this earlier before we started this recording, is um, when does the winning mindset come into play for someone like me? Because you can obviously see that I latch on more to the growth mindset. There is a place for a winning mindset.
Mm,
And from my own personal experience, it has been when not winning has significant dire potential consequences, right? Like I must study very hard this summer, even though I'm working full time during my summer internship. But I still expect to take the MCAT for my medical college entrance exam, and I must do well. And if that means finishing at the lab for my research at 6 p.m. and being a frightened person, scared of New York, because I grew up in a very small town in South Carolina, still getting out, getting on that bus, going uptown to the study center and studying late and safely, still getting back to where I was staying that summer. But studying was a must. Going to where I needed to go to work towards doing well enough on that MCAT to eventually be able to gain acceptance into medical school. that was necessary. So for me, that's a winning mindset. Having now developed as a physician, I can think about it and talk about it in physiologic perspective. So in health science or biology, we talk about the sympathetic nervous system. This, uh, when you're fearful, when you are kind of anxious or terrified, there's a tendency to decide that you're going to hold your ground and fight, or you're going to flight, right? The fear, fight, or flight. That's the sympathetic nervous system. And so I tend to equate the winning mindset with when I have this fear, fight, or flight situation where we have to succeed.
Mm.
We have to win this next customer because the value that is going to be created for the organization is significant, is that important. And we truly believe that we have the best product. So we're going to put all our in to winning that client. That's kind of that fear or flight. The consequence of not winning may be bankruptcy, right? It's not just that your profit margin is going to be expanded a little, is that maybe your very existence in your business may be challenged, right? I think the last fear or flight that was really significant with my healthcare business. It was just when we had COVID, when all of us were literally scrambling to figure out how do we social distance while keeping our shops open, right? And in healthcare, we're literally at the front lines. So for me, the fear, fight, or flight was how do I still be part of my patients' lives in ways that are meaningful and necessary while still literally being alive through this season of the virus to take care of future seasons of patients, right? So in our office, we downsized as many organizations had to. And we also leveraged the technology that I had actually developed, Practical Health Technology Solutions, which was kind of a virtual um, uh, information technology that allowed one to do interviews of patients ahead of the sit down face to face on the virtual computer. You had information about them that you could go over, and that helped my practice kind of be able to extend and reach to our patients and still be detailed while we were all trying to figure out what was going on with this global health pandemic back then. So I hope those examples that I gave give kind of concrete examples of where I personally embrace the growth mindset. I see it as more natural towards the collaboration vision and mission that we have in Summit BB community. But I also reserve in my back pocket, in my fear, fight, or flight pocket, the winning mindset as this has to come out when the win is really just that important or life altering.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Olufade. Um, have you ever achieved something you really wanted and still felt unfulfilled afterward? Why do you think that happened?
Um, Honestly, I would say not really. And um, I think for me, it's because one, I tend to be a goal setter in general. And so, and I've always felt it's important to kind of be reflective when you do accomplish a mission or purpose. And so I think naturally, when I'm leaning into the growth mindset, the growth mindset naturally calls for one to be reflective about the missed opportunities as a way of learning to grow forward and um, and to celebrate what one has accomplished. So I haven't really struggled with feeling unfulfilled when one has won. I suppose if one is kind of overly aggressive about the winning mindset that one must win at all costs, you may just be exhausted from the effort of trying, the not being able to see all else around you because you're so hyper focused on that goal. But I think with the growth mindset, it really naturally lends to self reflection and to taking the time to digest one's accomplishment.
Hmm. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the for the ideas that you have shared to us. Um, the founder of the Summit VBA community. Thank you so much. Do have
Yeah,
you some other time.
thank you. And it's my pleasure to be here and to kind of sit and chat with you. And when you came up with this idea, I really thought it was a wonderful idea. And I
Hmm.
hope it's something that we're going to be able to continue. Of course, we're kind of setting the tone with a conversation with me. But I think in our conversations, we talked about maybe inviting other big SIBs, maybe having different forums of opportunities to converse around different topics. And so I really look forward to where this goes. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel.
All right. Thank you so much.
So you
Bye for
have a great
now.
rest of your weekend, and I look forward to the other things that we'll be doing together this coming weekend, Summit VB.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Mm.
All right.